Hey residents, so I bet you're pretty excited to be seeing all the Godzilla vs. Kong stuff. Very good news recently we've been getting about the movie in general. First off, you probably know, unless you haven't watched our last video or really seen anything over the last couple days, that Godzilla vs. Kong has moved from May to March, more specifically March 26th for its new release date. Yes, in theaters and in HBO Max. You may have heard of the drama going on between Legendary and Warner Brothers a while back over the last month or so, and here recently I guess things are coming along nicely with that. Things are being fixed as far as their relationship goes, so I guess we're finally able to see some Godzilla vs. Kong stuff. Because over the weekend we got the first official footage of Godzilla and Kong in combat, yes, with each other. And that's what we're gonna break down today, so let's not waste any more time, let's get to it. Alright, so we start off seeing Godzilla burst out of the water here. So what he's doing is, obviously, it looks like he's jumping onto the aircraft carrier, and we've heard a lot about this aircraft carrier by now, people being like, hey, how are they able to stand on it? I don't know, they just are, and clearly this is Godzilla bursting out of the water, looking really epic, I may add. And he's trying to climb his way up onto what is pretty much a surfboard for the monsters, I guess, a really big paddleboard maybe. Now if you're paying close attention, you're probably seeing that, yeah, you can actually see the monsters. It's in the daytime, everything's pretty much mostly clear, and there's no like mist or fog or anything really, covering up what's going on here on screen, so that's exciting. Looks like we're finally going to get a really clear, epic monster fight. Yeah, we've seen that in Skull Island, but this is a little bigger than Kong fighting a skull crawler. This is Godzilla and King Kong freaking throwing down, and man, it's beautiful. Just look at the sun shining through behind Godzilla right here. Man, that's really pretty. What do you think about that? I don't know if this is just me, but I don't think I've ever really seen Godzilla crawl up on something like this in a previous movie. Now, there may be some things that I'm missing or forgetting, but definitely, with Legendary, the Monsterverse Godzilla, this is a cool new look for him. Just look at his hand there. That does that remind you of anything? Some of you may remember that. Yeah, you remember that Christmas stuff? Yeah, I think it's Godzilla's hand. And then we fast forward to King Kong rearing his arm back, getting ready to lay down the wood. He looks great, there's not really too much more to get into. I'm excited to see Kong fight in this movie. This is probably going to be the most badass King Kong that has ever been seen on screen. That's my guess. And then we finally get to see it, the beautiful punch that Kong lands on Godzilla's face, and damn, I know it doesn't really send him flying or anything, but you can just tell, look at that whiplash, his head just goes, it just snaps, it's whoosh, whoosh. Man, it's freaking epic. I'm excited to see that. That really looks good because, if you're a fighting fan, you watch boxing or MMA or anything like that, a lot of the time when these badass, athletes, fighters face off against one another and they punch each other, their legs and body kind of stay still, but their head whips around like that, so that looks really well. It looks like someone who actually knows, how a fight would work, choreograph that scene, so that's really cool. I'm excited to see more. Hopefully that's not the only epic punch that lands in the entire movie. But since they keep showing the same exact scene over and over for, we're only getting a second or two of footage, but they keep showing the same aircraft carrier scene. So if they keep showing that same scene, then that means they're not spoiling anything else, at least until the trailer comes out, which is probably soon if the movie's coming out in 2 months. So, hey, I don't want to say anything about when it will, though. Who the heck knows? But the movie's out in 2 months, so it's going to be coming soon. It has to. This is a weird predicament we're in for movie. And I think Godzilla vs. Kong, I don't know if there's been a movie that's had such an interesting pre-release sort of build-up. It's really odd. So that's it. It's just once again a few seconds of footage, but it's the best footage we've got so far on anything Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's actual movie footage of them fighting. King Kong landing that epic punch on Godzilla's face. You know something awesome's gonna happen from there on out. And yeah, Overall, I think it looks really good. It all looks clear. It looks, visually stunning. This is really impressive to me, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the movie looks like. If it looks anything as well as this, then we're in for at least a visual masterpiece. I don't know, man. I feel good about Godzilla vs. Kong at least being a really nice movie to see, for sure. Both the monsters look really good. I'm excited to see them duke it out. I don't have any complaints at this point, so these days that's really all you can ask for. So I'm excited to see them throw down and the other monsters included as well. No matter what happens with this movie, if you just think about how far it's come, if you've been following Godzilla vs. Kong's, pre-release history so far, you may remember when this exact scene, the aircraft carrier scene, was leaked. I guess it was 2 years ago now, something like that. Time's getting weird on me, guys. But in the distance, even though it was like potato camera footage, you seen this clip and it looked nowhere near as good. It was all kind of hazy and red and foggy, not foggy, but just shadowy and dark. And even though you could tell it was in crappy, quality from whoever filmed it, you could still tell that it wasn't quite up to this visual standard. And so all that extra time, it really helped. And I think they got the CG mostly nailed, at least judging from this one clip here that they keep showing. We'll have to wait and see on the rest, though, of course. So anyway, residents, I hope you enjoyed that quick breakdown of the few-second clip and footage for Godzilla vs. Kong that was officially released. We finally got to see them fight. Even though it was just one punch, man, that was a punch. That punch sent me to the moon. I'm excited to see more. That's all I've been really wanting to see, is just epic fights. And I think we're going to get what we've all been wanting when it comes to, actually seeing the fights. So if you feel like it, make sure to stomp that subscribe button and prepare yourself for a whole lot more Godzilla vs. Kong content. Because the movie's coming out in 2 months, everyone. Damn, what a roller coaster ride. We'll see you next time.